A young businessman, Lu Jin, is a big foodie and does not compromise on anything when it comes to perfectly cooked meals. One day, a senior chef at his hotel makes a minor mistake in preparing his favorite dish, and Lu Jin instantly fires him without even thinking about his previous record. The chef apologizes to him and requests to let him continue with the job. But Lu Jin does not change his decision. After having a heated argument with the chef, he angrily heads to the parking lot, but there he runs into another infuriating situation. He spots a girl named Shangnan vandalizing his car after mistaking it for someone else's. Furious, Lu Jin records her actions as evidence and threatens to report her to the police. Worried about what might happen if he leaks the footage, she asks him to delete it and assures him that she will fix his car. Soon, Shangnan realizes she is on the wrong floor and tries to apologize to him, but he refuses to accept any explanation. Trying to make up for her actions, she tells him that she is ready to do anything for him. So Lu Jin writes a repair shop's contact number on her forehead and orders her to call it. After having an unpleasant encounter with Lu Jin, Shangnan returns to her messy apartment. Despite her clumsy personality, Shangnan is an expert in cooking and works as a chef at a well-known hotel in Shanghai. Since she is in a relationship with the general manager Cheng, she always tries her best to get his attention, but both have decided to keep it a secret from the rest of the staff. One day, as they are having a conversation in the storeroom, Cheng tells her that although he likes her a lot, he cannot stop thinking about how he might feel if he was with someone else. His words upset Shangnan, but he doesn't care about her feelings and ends up breaking up with her. After a while, Lu Jin visits the hotel for his next buyout plan and is warmly welcomed by the staff. After learning about his intentions, Chen plans to offer the best of services and orders his chefs to prepare the best dishes for him, but none of them get his approval. After he rejects everything, Cheng requests Shangnan to prepare a special dish for Lu Jin, and she buckles up for the task. After she agrees, Cheng apologizes to Lu Jin for being unable to meet his expectations and requests him to try another dish. Thanks to Shangnan's expert cooking, Lu Jin instantly loves the food and finishes it happily. While admiring the delicious food, he rightly guesses that a female chef has prepared it. Seeing his manager, Meng's surprised look, Lu Jin then tells him that it's a Romani dish that's only passed on to the women in the family. After getting an encouraging response from him, Cheng informs his staff that Lu Jin is the CEO of the company that's interested in buying the hotel, and orders everyone to treat him nicely. On the other hand, Lu Jin, who has been charmed by Shangnan's cooking, extends his stay and keeps on trying different dishes. The staff is pleased after satisfying all his demands, but Shangnan cannot enjoy anything as she is still depressed over Cheng's betrayal. After seeing him flirting with other women, she gets drunk and accidentally falls into Lu Jin's balcony. Thinking she is intentionally following him, he shouts at her, but she keeps teasing him before passing out on the floor. Lu Jin gets confused by the situation and stuffs her into a suitcase, which he leaves in the elevator because he does not want to be seen with her. Soon, the hotel staff spot the suitcase carrying Shangnan and report it to the police, which results in Lu Jin's arrest. Furious, he requests the officer to let him go, but does not get a positive response from him and is forced to spend the night at the police station. Meanwhile, Meng comes across Shangnan's friend Yao in the elevator and tries to flirt with her, but she is not interested at all. While talking to him, Yao also reveals that she already knows him because she is one of the girls who vandalized his boss's car. After a while, Yao meets Shangnan and forces her to apologize to Lu Jin, but it only worsens the situation as he storms off without listening to them. A few days later, while Shangnan is busy playing with her friends, they accidentally mess with a honeycomb and the bees start flying all over the place. Although the children manage to run away, Lu Jin, who is busy discussing his business with Meng, finds himself in the middle of all the chaos and gets stung by the bees. Realizing her mistake, Shangnan apologizes to him, but he thinks she is intentionally trying to mess up his life. Furious with her mischievous actions, Lu Jin asks Meng to give her a watch that can alert him if she is nearby because he does not want any further trouble. Although Lu Jin cannot stand her, he unknowingly keeps praising the dishes made by her because he has no clue about the identity of the chef who prepares them for him. Once, he even visits the kitchen to appreciate the food, but does not get a chance to meet Shangnan as she is busy with Cheng, who is trying to get her back. Cheng apologizes for being rude to her and suggests spending the night together, but Shangnan refuses and forces him to leave. Unaware of who is her secret admirer, Shengnan tells Yao that she is working hard to impress him so he might make her the head chef someday. At the hotel, a popular YouTuber, Mr. Blowfish, interviews Lu Jin and talks about his background. As the interview progresses, Shengnan also joins the recording crew and finally finds out that he is the CEO Chang mentioned earlier. Shocked by the revelation, she once again messes it up at the set and distracts everyone before eventually falling into the pool. After the interview, Lu Jin sends a note to the kitchen asking the chef to prepare special food for him. Shengnan once again is up to the task, and she keeps sending different dishes to him which he absolutely loves. Apart from cooking for him, Shengnan searches about Lu Jin's background and finds out about his successful business. On the other hand, Lu Jin is enjoying his stay at the hotel, but is upset when Shengnan's continuous presence around him, as they always end up having arguments with each other. The next day, the hotel's fire alarm goes off and the entire staff runs to the ground, but Shengnan puts on a face mask and manages to hide from him. She tries her best to stay away from him, but Lu Jin eventually finds out about her. After learning she is the chef, he tracks her down to the kitchen where he confronts her before ordering her to bake him a cake. Before Lu Jin can try out the mouth-watering cake, he gets a call from his father who asks him to finalize the deal and get back to the office, which he hesitantly agrees to do. The next morning, Shengnan does not show up at the job, but he manages to locate her apartment. At his request, Shengnan prepares him dinner and intends to share it with him, but he stops her by mentioning that he likes to eat alone. For the next few days, it becomes his routine to visit her for dinner and spend the night on her couch. After a few days, Shengnan finally gets his permission to eat with him. At the dinner table, she keeps talking and tells him about her dog named Boss. In return, Lu Jin also shares having a dog once. The pleasant conversation is soon interrupted as they eat a pufferfish that has gone bad. Both start hallucinating due to the toxins and spend the night roaming around in the city. While they're traveling by bus, Lu Jin gets back to his senses and takes her back to the apartment. The next day, Shengnan prepares another dish for him, but cannot find him in his room because he has already left the hotel. After getting the information from the staff, Shengnan visits Lu Jin's home, but gets shocked to see that he is a personal chef who cooks for him. Upset, she confronts him, but he reveals he only stayed at the hotel because his chef was on leave. Lu Jin's chef and Shengnan do not like the presence of each other and have an argument, but Shengnan gives up and leaves the house. After a while, Lu Jin's chef visits Shengnan at the hotel and presents an unfair offer to split their working hours, but Shengnan declines because she does not want to share her job with anyone. The following day, Meng informs the staff that the hotel does not meet their standards, so they have decided to shut it down and they have to fire everyone. After seeing how Shengnan is devastated about losing her job, Lu Jin follows her to the kitchen and tries to offer an explanation, but she does not accept it. While justifying his move, Lu Jin tells her he does not make any compromises when it comes to the business. While arguing with him, Shengnan also mentions that she cannot accept that he is a personal chef and asks him to pick one. Lu Jin reveals that he has tried several chefs around the world, but none of them could understand him as she does. Confused about his own feelings, he shouts at her and informs her that there is no place for her. Soon, he leaves the hotel while reminiscing the time he spent with Shengnan at her apartment. After he leaves the city, both get back to their normal lives, but cannot stop thinking about each other. Shengnan, who misses him a lot, has a breakdown and shares her feelings with Yao while telling her that she cannot get him off her mind. On the other side, Lu Jin immerses himself in his work to get rid of his thoughts about her. Once, he also asks his personal chef to eat with him, but she declines by saying she only prepares enough food for one person. After some time, Lu Jin gets a message from his chef who says she's quitting. In her text, she also mentions that she knows he wants more than a chef and is actually looking for someone who can keep him company. Disheartened over the recent events, Lu Jin returns home where his father advises him that he should never involve his emotions in his business. At Lu Jin's request, they have breakfast together, and he realizes that his father does not share the same passion for food as him. Both try to have a conversation, but end up in an argument, so Lu Jin leaves the table without trying anything. After the unpleasant conversation with his father, Lu Jin decides to visit Shanghai again and orders his manager to make the necessary arrangements for the trip. On the other hand, Shengnan is spending her jobless days with her dog. As she is running out of her savings, she thinks about selling the watch Lu Jin gave her, but changes her mind at the last minute. Soon, the alarm rings again and alerts her about Lu Jin's presence around her. Shangnan then spots him across the road but starts running away. Using his tracking device, Lu Jin begins following her but ends up finding the watch on her dog hiding under a cart. The dog ultimately leads him to Shangnan, who has locked herself in a room to avoid him. Exhausted due to all the trouble he went through, Lu Jin shouts at her for not listening to him in the first place. He says he does not like her clumsy personality and the fact that she always speaks without logic. After mentioning her countless flaws, he eventually informs her that he might not have a job for her, but have a place for her by his side. Shangnan, who is still upset about his personal chef again, mentions that he is only admiring her because he likes her food. Understanding her concern, Lu Jin clears out her misunderstandings and confirms that he might have tried food from several chefs, but never said such things to anyone except her. Lu Jin also confesses his feelings for her and tells her that he likes her despite their contrasting personalities. Both fight with each other, but eventually settle down. Shangnan finally accepts all the explanations and decides to unlock the door, but accidentally breaks the handle and locks herself inside. After helping her out, Lu Jin takes her back to her complex but leads her to a different apartment. She reluctantly walks in and gets surprised to see outside the window as it offers the perfect sunset view she has always wanted. She is overwhelmed by his gesture and both watch the sunset while enjoying each other's company. In the end, Lu Jin tells her that he is hungry and intends to prepare dinner before suggesting they should watch the sunrise together. If you enjoyed that recap, I got a good feeling you'll enjoy this one too. Click on the video on your screen for more.